Hello, everyone, and welcome. How are you doing? I believe I'm live. I believe I'm live. Yes, I see myself. Hello, everyone. Welcome. How are you doing? Hope everyone is okay. Can you quickly tell me if the sound is fine? If you see me all right? You don't see me like weird like this or anything? I don't know why ever you would see me like that. No TikTok. This is not David Wood. This is Apostate Prophet. There is no TikTok time to rock here. Hi, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining. Thank you. Welcome. Let me quickly share this on Facebook. I forgot to make the announcement there that I did earlier, but I want to do it again because I want as many people to come here and to tell me how awful I am and my work is. Which is very important. Therefore, give me one single second. One single second. Forget it. I shared it earlier. So, okay. I haven't been doing live chats for a very long time, so I want to start going into this again. I have been dealing with a lot of things which kind of prevented me from doing live talks, personal issues, and one of those things was also the fact that I have been working on the Quran so much. I've been studying the Quran so much, and as many of you know, I recently released the scientific mistakes of the Quran, which is a 1-hour video, and which is around 60 scientific mistakes in the Quran. I believe it has been a pretty good project. You can always tell me what you think about it. You can always tell me what I can improve about it if you want. If I want to do the next video about the historical mistakes, I've been quite busy with that. But a few things up front. I want to make a new live show, which is I think I want to call it something like prophetic apostasy. Or just the Apostate Prophet show, whatever. And I want it to be a show in which I host other people, and I talk to each of them for like half an hour or an hour, not too long, because I think it should be watchable. It should be collected. I should ask the guest quick questions with comprehensive but short answers. And I'm thinking this would be a show in which mostly ex-Muslims, former Muslims are invited, but also people who consider themselves allies of former Muslims in scrutinizing, criticizing Islam, improving society, improving Islamic society, and even Muslims would be welcome in this. Those who are actually able to talk, not people like Ali Dawa. But yeah, that will be starting soon. I think I should be starting that within the next few weeks. That aside, I also want to start patron-only live chats. I'm not going to make regular live chats anymore for Q&As where people ask me questions. But I would always welcome people who support me on Patreon and on donations. I would like to offer them something where they can come regularly and ask me questions and talk with me, give me suggestions, have a friendly chat with me. That would always be great. And that is all that I have currently to say. I'm planning a few videos for this week. I'm planning also more scientific, more Quran mistakes. That said, I titled this live chat, "Do You Believe What I Believe?" which is a very, very weird title. Why did I do that? I always title these things, and I have no idea why I do that. I actually did that inspired by something that happened recently, which was, I don't know, some of you have been following me on Twitter, might have seen it. There was this heated argument, this heated discussion between me and another former Muslim who kind of thought that it is a shame that I don't think the way he thinks, that I don't criticize all religions equally, or that I don't criticize other religions like Christianity or Hinduism or whatever, and that I even said that I like certain aspects of other religions like Christianity, for example. And I've been called an underhanded whatever for that, a bigot, It was said that if I only criticize Islam and I give the other religions a free pass, then of course Muslims won't listen to me. And if Muslims don't listen to me, then who is left? What kind of logic is that even? I don't even understand. But so there have been talks recently about what I think of different religions, if I would believe in other religions, why I don't criticize other religions, although I did talks about that before. I agreed to have a live discussion about that with Harris Sultan, who I see now in the live chat here. Hi, Harris. I'll have a live chat. I'll have a discussion about that, about other religions and what I think about other religions and why I focus only on Islam on Harris Sultan's channel. I will be there on Wednesday. Should be quite enjoyable. I actually don't even want to talk about different religions. I don't. I never thought it should be considered a part of my work. I always thought what I should be doing is coming out here and criticizing Islam and talking about Islam alone, because I am a former Muslim. Not only because I'm a former Muslim, mainly because I'm a former Muslim, but also because Islam is definitely the most problematic ideology there, because I don't have a problem with the concept of religion in general. I don't have a problem with religions in general. And because I'm just not that kind of person who goes out there and who just shares everything that is on his mind on his newfound platform. I think that is also what made this channel different. From the beginning, I always thought this is not a place where I just share all my wild thoughts with people. I thought it should be a place where I concentrate on a specific thing, and people of all kinds of backgrounds can feel welcome here and can listen to me, can share their opinions with me, can take what they want and then go with that. And it doesn't even matter what these people believe in. It could be the people who listen to me could be Christians, they could be Hindus, atheists, Jews, whatever. And I respect their positions. They could be Muslims as well. I have many Muslims who listen to me, and I respect that as well. So quickly, Habibi said, why do you always wear a blue-colored shirt? Because I love it. Anyway, so I always wanted this to be concentrated, to be focused on Islam alone. I know many people don't think this way. Many people think if I have a YouTube channel, if I have a social media account, a profile, then it should be about everything. It should be about everything that I find wrong, about all religions, about all the ideologies, all the systems in this world out there. But I just don't think that way. I created this thing for a specific purpose, and it will stay that way. Since I have received so many questions, I am planning on making a series of videos in which I want to like 3 videos or so, in which I want to talk about religion in general. I think in the first video, I would discuss the concept of religion and human history, because it is something that I was always very interested in, that I have been thinking about a lot recently, about the role that religions and mythologies played in the history of humankind. I would start off with that. I would go on into answering another question, which usually religious people ask me, which is why I don't believe in God. I would go ahead and answer that in the second part. The video would be titled "Why I Don't Believe in God," and I believe I can make my explanation, and I can do that. I can give good reasoning without coming off as someone who wants to invite you to my point of view, and without also attacking people's beliefs, because I honestly, I know it's a shocker, but I honestly don't believe that I'm in any position to attack people for what they believe in, or to attack people's beliefs. I also don't believe that I should be attacking the Muslims' belief in Allah, for example. That is absolutely not an issue to me. I don't care that Muslims are religious people, that Muslims believe in a God. What I care about is what the religion is about and what the aspects of the religion are. And in that regard, I think that many religions did more good than bad in human history, while Islam did more bad than good in human history. And you can challenge me on that. I will challenge you back. And the third part of the video would be something that I have been thinking about recently as well, which is... I'm practically an atheist. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in anything supernatural. Surprise, surprise. But when I look at the atheist community, when I look at the atheist people out there, especially at people who are known as new atheists, I often see that there is something greatly lacking there, even in people that I admire very much, like Richard Dawkins, who helped me recently very much, thanks to him, or Christopher Hitchens, whom I wish I had met in his lifetime, or other people like Sam Harris, whom I also greatly agree with on many other issues. I believe among atheists there is always this lack in offering something to people. I mean, atheists often talk about what is bad and what is, I mean, how Christianity is bad, how Christianity is wrong, or how Judaism is misleading, or how Islam is wrong. You can't say Islam is bad because that's Islamophobic. No, but how Islam is bad and everything is bad, but there is nothing to kind of replace all that stuff with. People say things like, "Oh, I believe in reason and logic and empathy," but that's very shallow, because I believe in reason and logic too. But that doesn't mean anything. It just means that you believe you should be using your mind, but that is nothing. People can use their rationality in such ways and end up in completely different corners where they kill each other over something. People can rationally explain why to conquer and why to oppress and why to subjugate and whatever. People have it was completely rational and normal for people 1,000 years ago to go out there and to invade other lands and to rape women and to kill people and to slaughter and sacrifice people. It was completely normal and rational and logical to do, which is why I always think the whole new atheism thing is a little bit lacking and a little bit shallow. There's and what I mean by this is not that atheists have nothing to offer. What I mean by this is Abdullah Samir said Sam Harris brings mindfulness and meditation. Okay, good point. That's one thing, but as a point of view, as a new way, as something to view society, there's just not much to offer. And I want to talk about what I believe in. I don't believe in anything supernatural, in any stuff like how the universe decides what we do with our lives, which is something that I joked about recently that some people took seriously. But I would explain what my values are built on and what I would suggest to people who come out of Islam, for example, which is something I criticize. And that, I think, would be my little series on religion and belief and disbelief, because I think I really need to clarify some stuff there. From there on, I want to go ahead and turn this channel into a philosophy channel where I talk about what rabbits are and what to do with chameleons and what moles in your garden mean and stuff like that. No, I'm not going to do that. This channel will always be focused on Islam. Whether some people like it or not, I really don't care. I want to be very, very clear with this. Whether some people have a problem with whether this channel focuses on Christianity or any other religion, I made this channel for a purpose. People have been gathering around here for a purpose, and I really, really couldn't care less what some people, if some people have a problem with the whole outlook of this channel at all. So far, it's been going okay, and so far I have been staying on track. So that's the plan. I will be with Harris Sultan on Wednesday. Harris Sultan. Whenever I say Harris Sultan, I confuse you with Sam Harris, and I think I'm going to talk to Sam Harris on Wednesday. All right. Recently, I published the scientific mistakes of the Quran, and in that video, I presented 60 scientific mistakes. What is very funny is that before I published that video, a bunch of Muslim apologists said that they would lovingly make a response video and lovingly respond to my scientific mistakes of the Quran analysis. So far, I haven't seen any response, and a week has passed, and I haven't seen any response at all. They haven't come up with anything. But as soon as we get responses from there, and I would like you you all who view and who like the video to share the video and to share it with more people who could get the attention of Islamic apologists. I would like those people who promised to respond, so I can argue with them, and I can take their apologetics and make even more videos and make new videos about surrounding those apologetics and refute them as well. But so far there has been no response at all to the scientific mistakes video. There have been crickets. And which is fun, which is fine and fun. And from here on, I want to go into making dedicated videos about those scientific mistakes, and I want to make videos about historical mistakes as well. I thought I would make a giant video about the historical mistakes too, but considering how the last video went, where I spent weeks and months on finishing one video, which ended up to be 1 hour, I really don't want to do that anymore. Except there's someone who helps me very professionally and makes professional video editing. That said, I would like to move on, see what else I have wrote down regarding what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to make a how Islam spread video, because recently I've been thinking about the early spread of Islam and the bloody spread of Islam. But that is pretty much all I want to say in advance, all I have in my mind regarding current issues surrounding me and this channel and other stuff. I would love to go into your questions now. I would love to, if you have questions, if you want to make super chats and bring your questions forward, if you want to suggest new things, if you want to have a nice chat with me, I would love to sit down and have a chat with you about all the things that you want to talk about. A quick reminder again, I want to make regular live chats for Patreon supporters from now on, where people who support me on Patreon can regularly come and talk with me and ask me questions and this and that, because I want to give back, because so many people have been supportive of my work, which I appreciate greatly. Thank you so much. And I will start a new show where I will talk with guests probably every week or every other week, and I'm excited about that. That said, thank you all so much for joining. Thank you all for being here. It's been a long time since the last live chat, and I should be doing this more regularly now. Abdullah Samir, thank you for being here. Thanks for coming. We had a fight. I'm still mad at you. I still think you have been an ass. But you said respect to you for taking down your earlier video on India. I didn't do that for you, and I didn't do that for any other purpose at all. I did that because it bothered me for months. I think it started bothering me because about 2 days after I published the video, because I saw the responses and I saw the comment section, and I thought this video is really divisive, and this video is really it invites sentiments that I really don't want on this channel. That's something I also realized when I made a video about the Christchurch massacre, where I condemned the Christchurch massacre, and then I saw that many people thought it was a great thing that happened in Christchurch, or many people thought it was totally okay to attack and to take Muslim lives, and something like sentiments like that also came forth in that video, and I don't want to host stuff like that. I don't want anything to do with it. And since a lot came in response to that video, I thought, let me just unlist it. I never had the aim of having such a video. Okay, but thank you, Abdullah. I appreciate it. Now. Earl Lucky made a super chat. Thank you so much, Earl Lucky. I appreciate it. Smacky Hat said in a super chat, I once had a discussion with a hardcore Muslim believer. I came out of an atheistic view. Although he understood my point of view, I couldn't change his mind. It is hard. It is really hard to change the minds of Muslims. I always say Islam is the strongest form of religious indoctrination, the strongest form of any indoctrination that we have in our time. And many people would agree with me here and approve of that. I think Islam has this concept that it is the most perfect system in the world, that it has one book that can never be changed, that is so perfect that there is no flaw about it, and everyone is against Islam, and all that kinds of nonsense that people learn when they grow up as Muslims. With all that mindset indoctrinated, people really grow up believing that that no matter how much sense something makes that is not Islamic or that is contrary to the Islamic point of view, that it is probably wrong and probably shouldn't be supported, and you should probably not think about it at all. So, and only the Islamic point of view holds any weight, and only the Islamic point of view has any strength. Islam teaches a system that can never change, a system where you have a central book that can never change. Which I had a live chat with on the Sham Sharma show this morning, where this came up too. With this mindset in Islam that there can be no change to this religion and to this text at all, Islam becomes extremely inhuman, because humans always need to make change, always need to have discussions, always need to adjust and accommodate to modern times and to the needs of people and to the needs of the new forms of society. Islam doesn't have that. Islam has this strict policy of preserving everything exactly as it is. And if anyone wants to contest any of that, if anyone wants to change something, then that is hostile, that is evil, that's bad, and must be cut down. And that's what makes Islam very, very strong in its traditions, but also very, very inhuman and cruel. So it's very hard to really change the mind of a Muslim who grew up in a Muslim family. I get that. But thank you so much, Smakiad, for your input. Thank you so much for your super chat. Carlos Camejo said, "Kaufe dir einen Kaffee. Great work from the States." I'm buying you a coffee, and great job from the United States. Thank you so much, Carlos. I appreciate it very, very much. Thank you for the super chat. If you want to make super chats, I will always see them first. I will always respond to them first, because people are paying money for that. So, if I make a super chat, I want people to respond to that. Anyway. Purple Fleurs made a super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. No question attached. Please try to attach questions so I can respond to them, or just say something that you want to share with me. Tell me how awful I am. Give me advices. Tell me that whatever you want to tell me. Let's go on. Habibis and very many other people said, "Why aren't you in the Boom Boom Room?" I was supposed to be in David Wood's Muhammad's Boom Boom Room. Something problematic happened during our plan, which is I have been dealing with anxiety. What really happened is that many people who have been following me for a longer time might know I had a series of panic attacks in 2018. That resulted from different issues. And after having panic attacks, I developed this feeling of anxiety, that whenever I'm in a room, whenever I'm in a place, I'm in a situation where I can't get out, and I can't feel safe, I can't see the possibility to get up and escape, I start having anxiety, which becomes extremely terrifying. Because I feel like, oh my God, something horrible is going to happen. I can't get out of this situation. I'm going to die, and stuff like that. So I've been dealing with this for quite a while. I've been taking medication. Have been going to counseling. Have been trying different issues. It's gotten so much better. The problem is, when I was on my flight to meet with David Wood, and I was flying to Arizona to meet up with him, I sat down on the flight, and suddenly, out of nowhere, I started having massive anxiety. And the flight had a delay too. It was like it had a delay of 40 minutes. Then we got in, and it waited so long until it took off. And I felt how it very, very slowly left the gate and was getting ready to take off. And in that moment, suddenly something happened. Suddenly, all the anxiety that I hadn't seen in weeks suddenly came back. I started having racing thoughts. I was terrified. I thought, oh my God, I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. Something terrible is going to happen. And all these crazy thoughts shooting through my mind, how high in the sky we will be, and how crazy that is, and everything. And without any control over what I was doing, I suddenly said, I need to get out of this flight. And flight attendants came, said, what is happening? I said, I'm having panic, anxiety. I've been dealing with this for a while. And then without me being able to change my mind about this, they said, okay, we're going back. And I left the flight, and I was never able to go and meet up with David Wood, which is horrible because I've been waiting for that for such a long time. But yeah, that's what happened. And after that happened, I kicked myself in the ass a little bit and said, I really have to deal with this in a proper way now, and completely ignore my anxiety, completely just get rid of it, completely punch it down, and here I am. So the whole boom boom room thing is a little bit delayed, but I think it should be here. I think we should be doing it next month, hopefully, because David is going to do it regularly. I'm going to go and meet up with them again. I'll try it again, and I'll do it. Tostin said there is a cure for that. Marijuana. Tostin, I really need to tell you something. Marijuana is not good for people who have anxiety. Honestly. This is based on many experiences, many studies, many recent studies especially. Marijuana is not a good solution for people who are prone to anxiety. It can make your symptoms much worse. You can have a thing called marijuana-induced anxiety. You can start feeling terrible for weeks or for months after you have some trips, and on those trips you have anxiety. So I would definitely not suggest taking marijuana, especially sativa marijuana, as a solution to anxiety. It can have terrible consequences. Believe me, I speak out of experience. Magnesium is good for anxiety. This thing that I should have, oh come on, I don't have it here. Ashwagandha is something that is very good for anxiety. But what is really very good for anxiety is just go there and face it and just let it happen. Just ignore the anxiety. Just let it happen to you. Nothing's going to happen. You are not going to die. That's what I learned. You're not going to die. If you accept that, everything is fine. Okay, let's not talk too much about anxiety. I could talk about that all day long. That's why. SinsTech made a super chat. Thank you so much, SinsTech. No question attached. Thomas Garcia said, how could non-Muslims counter the Muslim logic of, if Islam supports violence and terrorism, then why isn't every Muslim a violent terrorist? I really don't. I feel weird talking about it, but it is an extremely stupid suggestion. I mean, what does it even mean? We all know that the National Socialists, the Nazis in Germany, were a very, very violent group, a very cruel group that were led by a very cruel man, a very crazy man, and that did a lot of crazy stuff. We have a lot of people today who admire Nazism and who admire Hitler and other stuff, and who follow some kind of neo-Nazi ideology. And it should be condemned. I condemn that, and I think it's terrible. I think it's a terrible idea to have any sympathies like that. But do you see those people go around and kill everyone around them? You don't. Do you see those people go around through Germany and kill people based on their ethnicities and skin colors and races and religions? You don't. So what kind of logic is that? You will also not see that if Islam is inherently a violent ideology, that all people who believe in this ideology, especially who were born into it, will become violent. Such a thing won't happen. Just because many Muslims are not violent doesn't mean that Islam is inherently not violent. Islam is violent. Islam is an intolerant and hateful ideology, and the most credible source that you can go to come to such a conclusion is the fundamental scripture of Islam. When you read the scripture, when you read the Quran and you look at the Hadith and you look at the scholarly consensus, you see that Islam is absolutely hateful, absolutely disgusting, absolutely violent. People are born into Islam. I was born into Islam. I didn't choose to be a Muslim. I was made to believe that Islam was the most perfect, the most amazing, the most the goodest ideology, the best ideology out there. So of course not everyone born into this religion will be a violent individual, but that doesn't really mean anything at all. Also, another thing to add, the vast majority of Muslims have much better morals than Islam. The vast majority of Muslims are much better people than Muhammad, and the vast majority of Muslims have a better point of view than what the Quran teaches them. The problem is Islam and its impact on society as a terrible, terrible ideology. But thank you so much, Thomas, for your super chat and your question. Kartiki Verma said, thoughts on Ibn Ishaq, Muslims reject him. They don't really reject him, they just reject his writings a little bit, his theories and his stories about Muhammad and all that stuff. You can see the same thing with pretty much all early Islamic scholars. Many Muslims will respect the work they did and will read Muhammad's story from those sources, but they will also reject many of the words of the early scholars because they will find them dubious. What Muslims trust the most is the Quran in the first place and the Hadith, reports about Muhammad in the second place. And thirdly, they rely on tafsirs, on exegesis of the Quran, which should also be considered very dubious. And I considered them very dubious when I was a Muslim, and I still don't understand how Muslims have become so obsessed with that, but that's how it is. But thank you. Everett Higginbotham said in a super chat, thank you so much. Joseph Smith said he would be the Muhammad to the Gentiles. So just as it was Muhammad or the sword, it would be Joseph Smith or sword. Interesting. I don't actually know about that aspect at all. But I like to say, no offense to no offense to Mormons, I always see this kind of relation, the similarity between Mormonism and Islam. Of course, not in terms of violence and intolerance and hate, but there are so many practices that seem similar between these two religions, between these two beliefs and points of view. Gladly, we don't have all the hate and violence in the Western part. Purple Flowers made another super chat. Thank you so much, Purple Flowers. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, let's get to regular questions and regular comments. Michael Everell said, no, Zoroastrianism is a beautiful spiritual belief system, probably in response to someone else. Zoroastrianism had a lot of flaws as well, but it was definitely better than Islam. What I like about Zoroastrianism is that it keeps good morals in the it gives priority to good morals over rituals, as Islam does. In Islam, everything is a ritual. It's like Muhammad had OCD. You have to do everything a specific way. You have to do everything a specific amount of times. You have to say everything when you have to say something whatever you do. So it's really ridiculous what Islam has become. It's like a religion for extremely paranoid people. But yeah, that's something that I like about Zoroastrianism. The Felix said, "What is your view on Buddhism? What is your view on Buddhism?" Why do you ask me that twice? I don't know. I think it is, of course, very nice in how it held people together, in how much value it gave to peace and to being peaceful and being at peace with yourself. In that, it is definitely a way of living that has distinguished itself from ancient beliefs and myths, and which also helped protect society and made them in a way better. But I would think personally that Buddhism has a lot of aspects that make it very apathetic, which is why I wouldn't prefer a Buddhist lifestyle. But I totally understand and appreciate people who prefer that lifestyle, and I respect it. But thank you for the question. What do I know about Coptic Christians? I care about Coptic Christians occasionally here and there. I wanted to make I'm still planning on making a fundraiser for Coptic Christians, by the way, because I don't know, I've had a long history with just caring about Coptic Christians, about caring about their plight and their challenge in Egypt. I think those people are people that should be helped, people that are actually oppressed in a country, unlike unlike Muslims who are oppressed in America. But yeah, they need help. La 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 la. Let me see. EMH made a super chat. Thank you so much, EMH. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let me look for regular questions and comments. Why do Muslims feel no attachment toward their motherland? Indian Muslims keep talking of breaking India and making more Pakistan out of it. I think that is more a thing that is specific to the Indian subcontinent that I wouldn't necessarily be very, very familiar with in their deepest mindset, which is why I wouldn't want to necessarily make a comment about that. But thanks for your comment. Arabia Tube said, did you know that Allah was the idol of soil in Mecca hundreds of years before Muhammad? There was also 3 daughters for it, so Muslims worship an idol. There have been many theories about it. There is a very solid theory that Allah was just a major god among the idols of the Kaaba, among the idols of the polytheists. He was the god above the idols, whom you have to address specifically, but the other idols are also his children or lesser gods or whatever. And there are many beliefs about that. And it's also interesting that Allah basically literally means, although many Muslims deny it today, but it literally means the God, which came from pretty simple Arabic beliefs in a deity. But yeah, there are many theories about it. We will probably never know what it really was because thanks to Muhammad's Islam, we have lost all kinds of sources of the past. But yeah, definitely. Allah's history is very shady. Love23D made a super chat and attached no comment to it. Guys, I appreciate it so much that you make super chats. Thank you so much. I would always appreciate reading your comment or answering a question that you attach to such a super chat. But thank you so much. Habibi said, why are you shorter than David Wood? I don't know. It's actually something I thought about before I planned on meeting David. I thought, wait, how tall is David Wood? And I thought he's probably taller than me, which means I probably shouldn't go there and meet him. And that's actually the secret behind why I didn't meet up with David Wood. There you have it. Thank you, Habibi. You revealed my secrets. Okay. Let me have a moment of silence. Let's have a moment of silence for me. Black Angel said, I am disappointed with you that you didn't make a video about Tommy Robinson. I didn't make a video about Tommy Robinson because, to be very, very honest, I have been recently not really following all the stuff that has been going on. Secondly, I didn't want to talk very much about the whole political issues anymore. I thought we could possibly talk about it in a live chat, but I didn't even do that because I was so busy with other stuff. Other than that, I don't know. I would always show solidarity with Tommy Robinson for what he went through. I don't agree with him mostly on stuff he said and did, but I think he has been treated very, very unfairly, and he deserves fair treatment. But still, I've been focusing on lots of different things, and as I said about different topics at the beginning of this live chat, I just don't think I need to share everything that I think online. I want this to be concentrated on stuff that I really think should be out there for the moment. What am I drinking? I'm drinking ginger ale. I never. This was not something that I used to drink. My wife started drinking that, and I thought, hey, this tastes good. So I started drinking it too. And I kind of feel like it feels like it makes me feel more comfortable in my stomach. Purple Flowers made another super chat. Thank you so much, Purple Flowers. I appreciate it. Gedalia, thank you for being here. Thank you for helping out. Das Universal Genie said, beste Grüße aus Deutschland. Hier ist es 1:40 Uhr nachts. Best greetings from Germany. It is 1:40 at night here. Oh yeah, it's so late over there, right? I thought I would make live chats at a more appropriate time where the day is still alive in Europe. I don't know why I did it so late. Next time it will be better. Okay. But thank you. Grüße an Deutschland. Ihr habt ein wunderschönes Land. Und ich vermisse es jeden Tag. Glaubt mir. Ihr sollt es zu schätzen wissen. Michael Averill said, I was really hoping to see AP in the Boom Boom Room, but I totally can relate to this anxiety. I suffer from panic attacks as well. Please understand me. I really wanted to be there too. I had a giant project. I wrote a very, very good script for that. I wrote a script in which I meet Muhammad and I talk to him about a flaw in the Quran and about how big his ummah is, his community of Muslims is. It was very nice, but didn't work out. Stupid anxiety. 500 subscribers, no videos. Said, AP, what video games do you play? I don't play very, very much anymore, but occasionally I play Hitman 2, which is kind of sadistic of me, but I love playing it. And I play stuff like the Fallout games and Elder Scrolls games. Yeah, I enjoy stuff like that. Solo True made a super chat and said, embryology, Quran 23:12-14 does not match Galen. See essays, C.A.W. Meyer essays on the history of embryology part 2. See viewpoints of Galen, paragraph 3. Make a note, everyone. I can't take the references to that right now, but I would love to see what you mean by okay, I get it. Interesting. Thank you, Solo True. Thank you, Solo True. I would love to get back and talk about the scientific mistakes of the Quran again at a very near time. It would be kind of fun to make live chats about that specific issue. But I think it would be best to make dedicated videos about these things, because I'm always a better writer than a speaker, and I always like to write scripts and to speak them in a better way, because I'm not the greatest speaker. Come on, just admit it. Can everyone please tell me for 1 second that I'm not a great speaker? Thank you. How many languages do I speak? I speak 3 languages, which are English, German, and Turkish. AP, how old are you? I am 28 years old. But let me not talk about myself. Let me talk about you. You. Yes, you. How would I describe my political alignment? Now I'm coming to myself again. I would say I'm a centrist. I'm very much center-oriented. I have very moderate, conservative, and liberal points at the same time. And I think I very often have a pragmatic point of view, a pragmatic outlook on what is currently the right thing to do. But I would always like to describe myself as a centrist who likes to seek solution, compromise, and progress instead of fighting and holding on to a very specific political ideology that I definitely want to win. Which is why it gets very stressful and boring to me to sometimes to open the news and to see people fight each other. I just think, please shut up, everyone. You know? I don't know. But yeah, that's about it. I think the only part where I'm very decisive on one side is science, where I would say I'm pretty much for progress, very, very much. Carlos Camejo said, "Run for the Bundestag. They need honest voices." I think I don't have a chance for that at all, but I also don't want to be a politician in Germany. Oni Raj said, "AP is an awful speaker. My ears bleed." Thank you, Uni. Um, Stop drinking alcohol. I'm not drinking alcohol. I haven't had alcohol in 6 months. I haven't had any alcohol in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months. I haven't had alcohol in 7 months because I just think it's I like it more ever since I experienced all that anxiety stuff and all. I like more to have a clear mind. I don't want it to be clouded with anything. I used to love drinking and love taking other stuff that would make me feel good, but I don't want to take anything anymore, and I don't want to drink alcohol either. It's just I believe in the clear mind, which is something people say after they have a bad experience with alcohol. Okay. I just saw something here that I wanted to answer. What is my real name? My real name is Ridvan. Let's talk it not about me. Let's talk about. If you want to talk about me, I can talk about me all day. But I would like to also go into stuff that actually matters. Here, Narayan Marak said, if Saudi Arabia became an atheist country, what impact would that have on Islam? Could such thing end Islam in your view? I don't think it would necessarily end Islam, although it would make many people question. But it's also a very unrealistic scenario. If we were in a state where Saudi Arabia became majorly atheistic or an atheistic state, it would be at a time where many people, including in Saudi Arabia and outside, would also become atheistic. So, but that said, if the government and if the royals of Saudi Arabia changed their religion and didn't believe in it anymore, then I believe the only thing that would happen is that other rulers and other people and organizations and movements in the Islamic world would claim that the Saudi Arabian regime is illegitimate and would want to snatch Mecca and the Kaaba and Medina out of the hands of Saudi Arabia, is what I believe. I think it shouldn't have a great impact on Islam alone. But don't lose hope. Islam is dying. Don't lose hope, everybody. Islam is dying. Was that good? Can I be a good salesman for a dying Islam? I think I can sell a dying Islam very well. Don't be afraid. Islam is dying. That was pretty good. I know. Islam is dying intellectually. There is a thing. People of our time, most people, even if they value Islam, even if they consider it a nice ideology or a nice identity or whatever, even if they like it, they don't want to practice Islam in its original way anymore. And that is something that greatly upsets fundamentalist Muslims and revivalist Muslims. They call themselves revivalist Muslims, or they are called revivalists because they want to revive Islam, because they think that that Islam in its original form is dying and perishing and going away. People are not following Islam in its original form anymore. And fundamentalist Muslims, revivalist Muslims, are upset about this, which is why they want to change society and bring back Islam again. Because let's face it, people don't want to practice this religion anymore. People don't want to have it in their lives. And that's the case with generations today. And people watch TV, people watch movies, people watch American movies, people see how the world is progressing, and they really can't care about following all the Islamic rules anymore, and doing a certain thing when they go to the toilet, or dressing in certain ways, or having stupid looking beards, or dressing. I said dressing already. Whatever. They don't want to practice Islam the way it's supposed to be practiced anymore. They don't want to abide by societal moral rules that Islam puts forth anymore. They don't want to have polygamy in society. They don't want to have child marriage in society. Many people, and we have to acknowledge that many people who are Muslims are also not satisfied with the fact that their own religion tells them to hate and to be violent and to be angry, and which is why they want to deny it, because they can't accept the fact that their own religion is such a religion. They want to get rid of that. but they also can't accept that their religion has that. So they want to make themselves believe that their religion is something that it is not, and they want to and they want to change the religion in their own minds, and want Islam to adjust to what they want Islam to be. We can see here that people really don't want to live with Islam anymore, and people, future generations, I mean, in 50 years, in 100 years, in 150 years, do people really believe that a teenager in 150 years, let's not talk about 150 years, let's talk about 80 years, do people really believe that a teenager in the future, in 80 years from now, really wants to practice Islam as it should be practiced? I don't think so. I don't believe so. We are making so much progress in society. We're making so much progress as humans, so much scientific progress. The world is not ending. It's becoming better, and we are making so much progress. And in 80 years, the average teenager born into a Muslim heritage, into a Muslim background, won't care a bit about an Islamic lifestyle and won't want to live that. Islam is dying because Islam has such strong traditions, such backward traditions, that it always wants people to preserve, and that can't keep up with the progress of humankind, which is why Islam will die a terrible death. And I am so happy about it. I'm so happy Islam is dying. Everyone, I'm so happy. Please, you be happy too. Islam is dying. Did you know that Islam is dying? Do you want to help? Okay. Thank you all so much for listening, for being here, for being so amazing. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your messages. Thank you for your questions, for your live chats, for your super chats, for everything. Nicola Akovacchiato said, "You're not a great speaker." Thank you. Top student said, "Recite, Allah is a lie, an apostate prophet, a real prophet." Thank you. Purple Flowers made another super chat and said, "I think you're lovely and knowledgeable." Thank you so much, Purple Flowers. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Everyone, thanks for being here again. I will be here for another 5 minutes to 10 minutes. Maybe even more. I don't know. And then I should be going. But if you like to talk in general, don't forget to share this live chat with others, with your friends on Facebook. Don't forget to share this live chat with your grandparents on Facebook who like using Facebook and showing your pictures to their friends. Don't forget to share this live chat with your parents and your cousins and your grandchildren and all the people that want to know about the slow death of Islam, the quick death of Islam. I'm very sorry. I'm losing my voice. This always happens to me. Sparta Battalion made a super chat and said, "Can you make a video about the Ottoman Islamic conquest, forced conversions, and genocide of the Balkan Christians? Love your show, by the way. Love from a Christian." I should. I had such a plan long ago. It has been obstructed with all my personal issues and my other plans recently, but I will get back to making videos on a regular basis, and I will get back to making such videos as well. I have wasted so much time, and I want to get back to working again. And thank you all so much for supporting this. And thank you for your super chat, Purple Flowers. Oh, Sparta Battalion. Purple Flowers said, "I do worry about your safety." You shouldn't be worried about my safety, Purple Flowers. I feel totally fine. And in America, we have the means to protect ourselves. I would always gladly use those means to protect myself. But I'm not worried I'm not worried at all about my safety. I think I'm totally fine. I'm in no danger. I have the FBI working with me, which I'm very grateful for. It's nice. More. When are you collabing with any Cyrus? Asked by Slovak Vids. I announced at the beginning I'm planning on making a show. I'll start that very soon, in which I will host different people who have left Islam or who are allies of ex-Muslims. I'm also thinking of launching a whole organization about that, by the way, but that's a different story. But when I start that show, I also want to invite people like Anis Iris. Definitely, I will do that. Thank you for your question, Slovak Vids. Can atheism ever replace religion and supernaturalism? I will gladly talk about this in a dedicated video, because everything I say right now would be very, very vague, and I would like to write my thoughts down about that and make a video about this, make a video series about this, since I never wanted to talk about it, but people keep asking so much, so that I think I should finally do that. Nicholas Paulson made a super chat and said, "Thank you for the work you do. Here is my small contribution towards a very well-deserved vacation trip you and your wife should take soon. You're a decent speaker, by the way." Thank you so much, Nicholas Paulson. Thank you so much. I appreciate it very, very much. We actually went on a vacation quite recently, which was nice. We went to a lake to have a little bit off time. And it also helped me in studying the Quran further and in preparing my science mistakes video. But so there is no vacation soon. But thank you so much. I appreciate it. St. Miles said, "You look like you're doing well. Glad to have seen this." Thank you, Miles, for always being here. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support. I've been doing much, much better. I don't have any problems right now. I'm health-wise, I feel very, very good. And I'll get back to making videos again. I have missed all of this, believe me. And Thomas Garcia made another super chat and said, "Is it true that in Islam, Muslims can't drink, dance, sing, or touch themselves sexually?" Dance, sing, drink, touch themselves sexually. All of them are true, yes. Thank you for your super chat, Thomas Garcia. In Islam, Muslims can't drink, can't dance, can't sing, and can't touch themselves sexually. In fact, when I was growing up in a Muslim family, I was forbidden from listening to music. In a religious Muslim family, I wasn't allowed to listen to music. I would like to talk about that again sometime, because I think it's a very tragic and very stupid thing in which Muslim society is wasted. But yeah, that's reality. That is indeed the case. Kaderbek Nurlibekov said, "You are the final prophet of Islam." Of course I am. Why is it still a question? Miss Vanilla Sugar said, "Can you eventually do a video on the number of times Allah deceived Muhammad in the Quran?" Interesting topic. I would do that. Yeah, it's an interesting topic. First, I want to make a thing soon about the suicidal prophet, about how Muhammad was someone who nearly killed himself because he thought he was crazy. And 1.6 billion people think he's a prophet now. Sylvia Roge said, "Why are you living in the USA now?" It was never my intention to move to the United States, believe me. I was intending to move to Europe. But at the same time where I was ready to move to Europe, I met my wife. I met a wonderful woman who is now my wife, whom I am now happily married to. And after a long back and forth, we decided to come together in America, where I now live. And I'm about to apply for the American citizenship. I'm very happy with this whole choice. I used to think I would never move to America, but now I'm happy with it. Mike Castellano said, "If in Virginia, text me and we can train with firearms." I would love that, Mike. Thank you. I appreciate that. And thanks for your super chat. Said, "AP, do you like the USA?" I do. I like a lot of stuff about America. I like how people are generally very nice to each other. I love how people have this will, especially in smaller places, to do goodness, to do good to others without expecting anything in return. I've experienced several times where people just wanted to pay each other's bills and stuff like that, and that is just something amazing to see after you come from a country like Turkey. I don't want to talk Turkey down too much right now, but yeah, I find America great in many regards. I find it great in how peaceful it is, and how nice people are, and how much freedom is appreciated here, and how much there is freedom of speech, and how people are generally pretty decent, and how people work efficiently to make everything around themselves better. Yeah, I like this country. Although I will always say the country that I love the most will always probably stay Germany. So greetings and love to all my Germans out there. Yeah. I wish you were the last prophet. I am the last prophet. I am the last. I don't know how much I can make that clear. I am the last prophet of Islam. Okay. Let us see. What kind of music do you like? I like many different sorts, but I usually like stuff that other people don't like. I like classical music. I like certain types of folk music. I do like things like pagan folk, which some people think is a very weird thing to listen to, but I usually like more traditional things. But I also like the many directions of rock and metal. And yeah, one of my favorite singers of all time is Lorena McKennitt. I would suggest everyone to have a listen once. Okay. Oh, Fawn. Fawn is a German band that is also very beautiful. Yes, someone said it. Who is that? Billy Mandalay said it. Yes, very beautiful band that I love very much. That I have been listening to for years. I can't see any more questions except about me. AP, could you get IQ al-Rasuli on your podcast? He's from Iraq and destroys Islam without leaning to any religious opinion, only exposes Islam. That sounds like something I would like. I will have a look. I will make a note. Thank you. Okay, I should be going soon. I'm losing my voice. Will you ever visit India? I don't know. I don't have such a plan, but if it ever comes up, if there is ever anything important to do in India, why not? I would consider it. By the way, if you haven't seen the scientific mistakes in the Quran video, please make sure to watch it. Make sure to spread it. Make sure to share it with your friends. And there is a lot of decent stuff out there that many Muslim apologists can't respond to, and it's pretty hilarious. Goon Duck said, could you please analyze the Arabization of the Somali people? They lost their culture almost totally, and we see more and more ex-Somali, and new generation is trying to put emphasis on and revalue pre-Islamic faith. I would do that. I thank you for your super chat first off. I'm currently planning on making a series in which I would analyze how Islam was spread to specific cultures, and this would definitely be a part of that. I would definitely go into that and do that. I don't know how soon that will be, but I have the plan. Thank you. Megan Dawson said, what do you think about the Tommy Robinson situation? I answered the question before. It's I think he has been treated very unfairly, although it doesn't matter whether I agree with his views or not. I think he has been treated very unfairly, very terribly unfairly, and I think justice should be done. He is not the right person to be persecuted. There are many others who have done much more horrible stuff, especially those people Tommy Robinson reported about. Those people should be brought to justice. Tommy Robinson should be dealt with fairness and a bit more kindness. Okay. Mr. P Unknown said, how do you perceive the Arabic language? What do you mean? How do I perceive it? You mean what I think of it? I think it is an interesting language. It's a pretty old language. It's interesting, for sure. It is very much mixed up with Islam nowadays. Uh, but yeah, that's what I think. My wife is here and said, "You like Viking pagan chanting and throat singing." That is true. Recently, I sat down with my wife and said, "Hey, here's something that I used to listen to for a long time, and I really like this because we have been watching the series Vikings recently, which I don't know how I missed for such a long time because it's a very amazing show, and it reminded me of a song by that band Fawn, which was about Odin and which was about chantings and stuff like that. So I showed it to her, and she's pointing that out right now. Very nice, very nice. And finally, St. Miles said, "Sorry, but got to go to work. Take care. SAFI." Thank you, Miles. Have fun. And thank you so much for being here. Stay away from Islam. Okay, everyone. I think this is all for now. Thanks so much again for listening. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all your questions and comments and your participation. Don't forget to share this live chat with your grandparents and your friends. And if you want to support me and my work, you can always consider supporting me on Patreon. And I will very soon, start a new series that I will very soon start making live chats specifically for people who have been supporting me on Patreon, because I'm so grateful. And if you want to support my work, you can choose to support me there. I would appreciate it very, very much. I will be back with much more stuff to do, with so many more videos, with so many more live talks. And don't forget to share this video with your neighbor's dog, as my wife just is saying in the chat. Don't forget to share it with all the people in your neighborhood. Thank you so much for your participation, and stay away from Islam. Thanks. Thank you. Oh, before you go, Islam is dying.